All right. Howdy, folks. Welcome back. Let's get started before we get in any more accidents here. All right. Howdy, everybody. Welcome back. I told you I'd be back. Here we are, February 3rd, 2024, 2/3/24. All right, not much going on the sun today. You can see here's our loop and our activity. Mainly this slow, long duration event coming out of this spire area right here that's been reaching out for quite a while. Okay, and we've seen a couple of things come through that zone. So you see it brighten up in intensity right there. That means something's getting closer and closer. See how it shifts? Kind of changing up. Looks like something more in this region kind of maybe coming next. So anyways, not much as far as objects captured. You can see some stray stuff still has little little wakes coming off of it, little bow shocks with little tiny wakes coming off of them here. And if I speed it up a little more, you can see it a little clearer up in this region, right? Where are they? Right in there, right there. Let me go ahead and just speed this up real quick so they stand out just a tad bit more. Oh, that didn't work. I think it's too jumpy or going too fast. Let's try it right there. There's a couple of them right in there. All right, they're not much to look at. Not much activity really to report on as far as the sun today. We still have this region up here that you can see how it's shifting and changing. So there's something out there moving around, and the sun's adjusting to it out there in the back. Meanwhile, while you're looking at that, just want to thank everybody for coming tonight, spending some of your time here with our little family, going through this. All right. Hope all you guys are hanging in there. Here we go. Let's come on over to the solar ham now. And there's nothing. No, there we go. The sun died today. No, it didn't. That would be terrible if there was no readings. Yipe. Okay, there we go. Get a good look there. Well, I kind of do a few little minor adjustments here. All right, you can see our activity for today. Minor activity, little popping and chirping. That's pretty much what we saw right there. Going into tomorrow already, there's not much. I already looked at it. It's just, there's still not much. Not much to look at. So, sun's kind of quiet for the meantime, which is good. I will take that any day of the week because our M flare potential is up to 60%, X flare 15%. You guys seeing this now? 15%. Usually I say 10. They're going higher than I usually do. So they're expecting something, 15%, and I'm expecting something too when you see that spire that we just looked at, right? Okay, so I'm agreeing with their 15%. I wouldn't be surprised if we see something here pretty soon, especially when we have these two sunspots. This one just went beta gamma delta. That's not good. All right. Here, I'll try to get my hand out of the way and use the mouse more. So we got two sunspot regions. This one 3565, that's Earth turning towards Earth, and now this one 3575. So we come over here, you see our KP index is really, really low, so we're not getting hit by a bunch of stuff right now. Our auroras are very, very weak. Oh, here, let me finally figured out how to get this to work. Whoops. Can we tint just a little bit right about there, I think. There. And you can see pretty weak auroras right now, which is good. We don't need to be absorbing a bunch of stuff right now because we got a full tank right now. All right, that's Unfortunate, but we really don't need to be taking on anymore, especially when we got inbound stuff coming. So there's your auroras for now. You can see by the KP that it's just really quiet below 1. Okay. Here's this AR 3575. It's on, this is a deceiving picture. It's on the southern hemisphere, already past mid latitude, going that way. The AR 3575. This is Beta Gamma Delta now, this region right here. And the 2 sunspot regions to keep an eye on as we start the weekend. An active region that is currently producing at least mid to upper sea level flares is now turning into view off the southeast limb. We will get a better look over the next few days. Secondly, AR 3575, located at the high in latitude in the southern hemisphere, grew quite rapidly and may be a growing threat for solar flares. No Earth-directed eruptions of plasma were visible as the latest coronagraph imagery, so that's good. But we got to watch that one because that one's still kind of in our strike zone. If it kicked out an X flare right now, that would be earthbound. So everybody pray, okay? Let's see. We did that. Let's open up the tracker real quick. No, this is not the tracker I want to see. Bing dong, there's nothing there. Coming back out of this. This is the one I wanted to open up. Here we go. Here's an update look at the sunspot groups. This is 3567. Okay, that's the one that's rotating into our direction now. And then the other one would be clear over off the page on the other side of the sun. All right, so that's good right there for now. I think it was on this one here. Coming over to spaceweather.com real quick here. Everybody talking about this mega constellation altering Earth's magnetic field. The static theory that all this dust is like static. When you look at a picture like this, it looks like it's possible, but there are huge gaps out there in between these satellites. It's not going to create this static effect that they think is going to affect Earth's magnetic field. These little things, there's no way they're going to affect the dynamo down inside. All right, it's just not going to happen. Satellites do not affect the dynamo inside. What does affect the dynamo inside is this. What they're trying to kind of steer you into, well, the magnetic field's having problems. Blame it on all the satellites. In fact, this magnetic field problem is going to disrupt their satellites. And that's another reasoning. So when all these satellites come crashing down, they can be like, oh, we had to pull them down. It was going to interrupt Earth's magnetic field. I love all their postulations and theories and stuff, but you got to remember this magnetic field is generated from inside the core. Maybe if all these satellites were down inside, but they're thinking that the static electricity built up from all this dust. This isn't dust. These are satellites. Anyway, everybody's got their own opinion, and they're welcome to it. You just heard mine. That's all. Okay, this is the one I wanted to show you. This is still our inbound CME. Glancing blow right there, but still coming in our direction. We are going to take in more energy and absorb more energy. Like I said, I'm a stickler for absorption, all right? Whether it hits us glancing blow, direct, whatever, it's the absorption that we're going to take, all right? That's what I'm most concerned about, all right? Thankfully, we're catching the edge of this. It looks like it won't be as powerful as a hit, okay? And I believe that one's due tomorrow. Yeah, this came off on the 1st and should be here on the 4th. Starting tomorrow, right? Okay, so where do we go from here? Let's back out of this. come read the article. You can agree with it. Everybody has their theories and stuff. I'm just trying to say that all this stuff up here, it might, these things might start getting zapped when we get overcharged, when they go through a magnetic field line or something that's supercharged, we're connected to the sun, it might zap some satellites. But I don't think the mega constellation is going to alter Earth's magnetic field. The sun is going to alter the core, which alters the magnetic field. Okay, if these satellites were down at the core, grinding in between the two barriers, I could say, yeah, look out. These guys are going to interfere. But they're clear out here in space. Anyways, interesting article. Everybody's been talking about it. I just gave you my opinion on it there. And that was it. I just needed to see that instrument and show you the CME still heading our way. Coming over here to, whoa, what happened, my Schumann? Hang on. Let me pull up the Schumann resonance here real quick. We weren't ready to go there yet. Come on, Schumann. Come on. There we go. Let's pull this up and go right there. There we go. Let me pull this in a little bit there for you. Scooch it up a little bit. There we go. Yeah, that's pretty good. Okay, you can see we came out of this little scraping event right here. Got very weak right here at the 7.83. It's still there, but it's very weak, all right? Then we kind of come back to life, scraping a little bit, gets weak, one little jolt, very weak. Then it starts back to grinding and scraping again. And you can see here at this boundary level right here, we're having some intense screeching, and I believe that's probably right where our crust magma barrier might be. So this looks like we might have pressure building, and now we have magma running under the underside of the crust, grinding there, causing this higher range screech at 12 hertz here. Well, it's a little lower than the 7.83, but it's 12 hertz. So right around there, we're having some kind of event at 12 hertz. All right. So our 7.83 is very intense right now, going off. All right. Spotty, hit and miss. You see this dark little line cutting right through there. That was probably a lockup briefly, just for a little split second, and then kind of came back to scraping again. So as long as it's still doing that, we're okay. We don't want to see any brownouts, but this is an indicator that we have pressure down below, and we're about to see earthquakes and volcanoes to relieve that pressure. Okay. Coming back to, there's the Schumann. All right, now back to this and position 1 here. All right, I think that's probably pretty good. You might be able to brighten this one up a little bit. All right. Back out of this. So you can see I got it set up on our polar vortex here. And now this vortex, still compact, very organized. You can see its feed, the inflow coming off of northern Africa. And now it's shifting. It's shifting around this direction on the planet, and look, now it's starting to approach Alaska here. All right. It's kind of circling around the Earth like this. And now it's starting to address the upper peninsula, or the upper Alaskan and the Aleutian Islands right here, the Kamchatka Peninsula and everything. So it's shifting around this direction. And what I want to try to do is get this. All right. Never mind. Let's get oriented first here. Oh, something before I change altitudes. I want you to look at what's going on at the southern hemisphere now. Very intense. Here, wait, I think it's right here. All right, here's the equator right here. Right where my little line going across is. Do you see how pulled down this polar vortex is to this side, and how intense things are getting here in the southern hemisphere on this region of the planet? We also have this weird little flow. Here, let me try to show you this vortex here. All right. Coming off the vortex, peeling all the way backwards. Follow this with me. This comes all the way back. Look at this. I'm trying to get it just right here. All right, see, this comes all the way back and does what? Buckles back around and goes into the inflow. That is another sub-vortex that is a complete vortex, but it's smashed really thin and spread all the way out. So let me kind of show you here as we rotate around. Starts over here. Goes all the way around the bottom side of this vortex. We got another sub-vortex right here. See this smashed out area? So this is shunting this this vortex more in a different direction, all right? Changing the weather patterns again. And the southern hemisphere, something's going on down here. Everything's getting very intense down here. I'm going to take you, let me adjust it to United States real quick so we can watch this change in flow. All right, you see our vortex up here. You see our sub-vortex, the peel-off, just right around Alaska right here. So there's the peel-off. Then we go down a layer, and it does this. This is the effect that that polar vortex with the peel-off has done at this mid-level layer. Okay? Then back to our orientation here at the West Coast. All right, so you see this flow pattern. Now we're going to take it to the upper jet stream. You see there's a different correlation now. It doesn't correlate as well. It's causing this weird jet stream down here, okay? So it's causing this weird jet stream down here, which is going into Southern California. All right. So the atmospheric river that's hitting there, there's another storm out there, another strong one that's going to probably be funneled into California again. So they're going to be in for it for a while. Okay, you see that flow right there. Let me take you down another layer real quick to the lower jet stream. Okay, there you go. There's your lower jet. And you can see how this cocktail of cold air mixing with moist air is going right at Southern California area. All right. And look at this conveyor belt. It comes over, turns around, and comes backwards across the country, up here, and then out. So these violent dips in the jet stream. I mean, when I pull back, look at how crazy this mess is. Almost looks like a bunch of gears inside of a machine. All right, so there's that. Now we want to, let's go to the, particulates before I forget. Forgot to do the dust storm one. Let's rotate, I want to get down to the 850 level. Oop, chemical. And we're going to that's good. Check out our sandstorm. There we go. My bad. Took me a second there. All right, little update on the sandstorm. You can see a little bit better when I put it in red here. In fact, you know what we need to do is go to the green because I want you to see exactly where all this sand is going. All right, hopefully that's capturing it. You see our wind patterns taking some of it up here, up into Britain, UK, and a lot of it is getting pushed over here into South America now. But we still have this massive sandstorm, this massive plume of sand still blowing off of Africa in the middle of winter. This is out of season for this stuff, okay? This screaming something's wrong here. Everybody's kind of just poo-pooing it and moving on, but that's the earth screaming, hey, something's wrong. Something's wrong. All right? Now we're going to come over to the chemicals, to the SO2, and we can take out the wind, and I want to get a little judge of our pressure building here. Okay, there's America, and this region here, bang, bang, that's a little bit darker, more diffused out, not so many like independent places, but little pockets popping up over here and stuff. You see these plumes starting to develop over here. This is turning more solid. We had that quake in Oklahoma, 5.1, and a few of them. There were a few quakes, 5.1 being the biggest, but so there's pressure building under America here. I want to check out Hawaii real quick because Oahu's still pumping some out, and a little bit coming out of the main island here. All right, right at the corner of this region right here. Our earthquake swarm is happening like right in this region of the island. So you can see that there's a plume of SO2 coming out of that region right at the flank of that volcano where all those earthquakes are happening. Oops. Okay, let's move on. Come over here to China and take a little peek at what's going on there. Yeah, theirs is pretty dark too. Make sure we're getting this right color. Yeah, it's the right color. So I would say maybe it's 7 again on that little scale, a little higher than 6.5, so that pressure's building there. Java is a good reference. Kind of darkened up a tad bit. I don't know. Maybe the same. I don't know. What do you guys think? And let you be the judge as well. That's why I put this up here so you guys can. You're smart. You have open minds. You can be the judge as well. All right. Trying to get lines out of the way and proper coloration. All right, here. One of these days. Anyways, I would put our pressure around 7, okay? There's not... Let's go look at South America here. Yeah, see, this whole area is nice and dark, dude. The pressure in the southern hemisphere seems to be a little stronger than the northern. Here at our fulcrum point, you can see our darkest spot of emissions right there. And that's a good judge of our pressure. So I'd say around 7. So we have pressure building underneath. Watch out for uptick in earthquake activity, magnitude, volcanic activity. We've absorbed some energy, and Earth has reacted now a couple of days later. So here we are over at the earthquake report. Let's start off in our regular spot here. No deep quake for the day, but let's come over here. We have this 5.2. Whoops. Back out of here. What's going on? A little bit better lighting. Hang on, let me make one adjustment so we good to go for the rest of the show. All right, back to business. 5.2 at a depth of 35 right here. It's not right on the plate, kind of right on the backside of this ridge. Ooh, there's something else hiding under there too. So 5.2 and a 5.1. So there's been 2 magnitude 5 plus quakes right there at that part, but they're not deep. They're more the surface type. Here's a 5.2. This is down at 240. So there's your 5 energy, but even stronger down deeper. skipping this whole area. There must be some volcanic activity about to go off in this region or something. Right here, come on back. 4.9 down at 167. You know what we do with 0.9s, especially at 167. So more of that 5 energy cruising along through there. This one, 4.9. Again, another 5 down at 59. Here's a 5.1 down at 63. 4.5 down at 70. And the rest of this, eerily quiet. That whole region, expect, mid-range 4 to a 5 to fill in here probably. Coming a little further up this way, 4.8 here at a depth of 74. Finally, a couple in this area. 4.5 down at 28.6. And then let's go back up this side over here. Off of Sumatra here, 4.4 down at 61. Skipped the whole fulcrum point area and jumped up to here where we had that quake earlier the other day. Yesterday, I think it was. 4.5 down at 36 there. And now another quake over here in this weak zone. In fact, more than just one. This little area has come back to life. We were talking about this the other night. This area possibly coming back to life. 4.8, 4.8, 4.5, 4.6, 4.9, and 4.5. So our little weak spot area right here coming back to life again. We had this activity down here the other day. Let me just put it on. Where'd it go? Here we go. Oh, wait. Where was the other quake I wanted to talk about? We had this one down here, and then, this is the one right here. Yeah, this 5.0 yesterday that kind of came around this region. This is today right here, 4.5, and a 4.8, plus this little area that had activity earlier in the week has now come back to life again there. All right, so backing out of that. Let me just take it back to here and get out of there. All right, so China's seeing that little weak spot come back to life. Nothing throughout Europe at all. Nothing along the plate boundary here. I would suspect Iceland coming to life. There's probably a little flurry of earthquakes going on there. Let's come on over here and go down this side now. So this energy that we left off right here was 4.5 coming over the garden hose. There's 2.7. What's this up here? 3.3. 3.3. So 3.3 energy coming down. And what do we get here? Come on. 4.0. All right. So let's just see if make sure that's the only quake right there. So you saw that energy come on over 3.3, dropped off of 4 right there. That means the possibility for a 4, mid-range 3 to 4 at this spot where we saw one just the other day, right? This little spot, new weak spot off the coast there. Coming down here, 2.5. Now we're going to kind of have to include this area in our earthquake reports more. Here we go at 3.1. 2.5. Now this region right here. Let's get some of what happened here today. Sorry, if I try to zoom in too fast, it'll be mean to us. All right, cool. Here we go. This one right here was a 3.0 here at Prague, Oklahoma. Just across the street, we had 3.2, 2.9, 2.9 again, and a 2.5. So they had that 5.1 yesterday here that rattled everybody and bunch of aftershocks, and it's continuing to rattle because we still have pressure pushing up underneath again. All right, so watch this area. You might see another 5 pop off there, depending on our pressure and our magnitude jump. Okay. Coco's place is quiet. Let's come over here. 5.1 down at 41. There's that 5 energy that's traveling around the plate boundaries. 4.2. 4.8 down at 115. 4.1 down at 147 and 4.6 281. All right, we had these 2 quakes, the one that was up here inside the mountains and another big deep one down here that was inside the other side of the mountains from this plate boundary. Neither one of them produced any kind of surface quake afterwards or subsequent quake swarm or anything. So lately, when we do see a big one on this side at a deeper level, it doesn't seem to produce anything at the surface in the area. This all seems to be our normal activity being pushed from plate to plate across. Actually, being pushed underneath, up. And these are all the cracks that are already weak. That's really kind of how to look at it. All right, let's continue over here to the volcano report. Alrighty, come on, volcano. All right. What nasty picture do you have for us tonight? Oh, cool. Something normal now, huh? Okay. Here we go. Volcanoes today, February 4th, 2024. Fuego, Reventador, Nevada del Ruiz. Remember, we were just talking last night. Watch out for it to come online. There it is. Sabancaya. So let's get into it. Explosive activity continues at Fuego, 14,000 feet. Nevada del Ruiz. Oh, come on. We got to have more than that. It's new on the list. Let me just see if they got a minor activity or eruption. Oh, okay. Never mind. Let's get back to business here. Try and get more of the screen in there. There we go. Nevada del Ruiz, Reventador, Sabancaya. Let's get into the third and what happened today. Yes, let's start now. All right. Luatolo. Explosive activity continues. 7,000 feet. Marapi in Sumatra right there. VA to 400. That's 4,000 feet, I think. Ducono. Explosive activity continues to 8,000 feet. Kilauea, the elevated seismic swarm on the southeast caldera continues. The swarm of earthquakes, usually scattered rather than clustered, has been occurring beneath Koa's fault at depths between 8 and 12. The frequency of quakes has been approximately 15 to 20 per hour over the past 24 hours. Let's go take a little peek here. What's going on here, Hawaii? Now, not so much activity today. Some of these being 2.6, 2.7, mid-range 2s, the largest right here, 3.0. Just do 1 day, all magnitudes. Oh, see, when I put it on all magnitudes now, all of a sudden we got some red ones on there. So we're having, there's a lot more activity going on here than we just saw. And currently going off. So these 3 red ones means we are active right now at 2.1, 2.1, around 2.1 energy underneath there, pushing around, starting to make another quake swarm here at this volcano. Okay, now. Oh yeah, I forgot. Come on. No, I don't want that. All right, so Kilauea, watch out. It's rumbling again. Popocatépetl, 20,000 feet. Santa Guido. Fuego to 16,000 feet. Nevada del Ruiz in Colombia, a volcanic ash advisory going into effect. Reventador as well. Sabancaya continues at 21,000 feet. And that's about it for today on that. Yeah, we got another little quake swarm going on over here in Hawaii. So, all right, so there's that. Now let's get on over to our weather forecast here. Come on, weather. You can do it. All right, so we have quite the storm coming in here. First, we'll talk about this in the next few frames of what happens here. Then back up and talk about the next few frames and what happens here. So, at this point, from here on out, we have energy coming in the side swipe, the hit the edge of it right there, the near miss, whatever, right? Getting brushed with extra energy, not much, but some from this point on forward. So, what you're seeing here might increase in activity a little bit. Let me get this centered more for us. Come on, computer. Lord, may I have computer cooperate? All right, give me just a second here. All right. So, current conditions right here, February 3rd. Now, as we go into the nighttime, the morning of the 4th, we still have this severe weather, but most of it is offshore in the Gulf, off the land, barely scraping the beaches right through there. Then as we go, boom, it hits the coastline and goes up inland a little bit here with severe weather by the noon tomorrow. And then by tomorrow, at the end of convection, severe weather here on the coastline here, Georgia, reaching back in here into Alabama. Most of this is cleared Florida. All right. And that's pretty much done and gone and out of there. All right. Now, let's back up and focus on this over here. Current conditions, we're starting to have severe weather off the coast as this thing drives inland right here. This is the morning of February 4th. And that's 988 millibars, all right? Then, as we get in deeper right here, this is 985, all right? So right there is severe weather by the noon time tomorrow. Now, 985, I want to come over here real quick. I think it's right here. Please, Lord, let this work. Yeah. Here's a little chart. Millibars, 985. So here's 980 to 994. That's equal to a Category 1 hurricane, all right, with wind speeds of 74 to 95 miles an hour. Okay? So when you see this storm come on land, even though it's not a hurricane, expect to see winds from 74 to 95 miles an hour. Okay. Expect to see storm surge of 4 to 5 feet. All right. You see what I'm saying here? This is equal to a Category 1 hurricane in millibar strength, and this is what the millibar strength is capable of doing. So, fair warning for the coastlines, you might see a 4 to 5 foot storm surge come in with this storm, with winds 74 to 95, almost 100 miles an hour. And then, hold that thought. So here we are at 985 at noontime. Then as we hit convection, boom, convection, it drops to 983. Going back to our chart, 983 puts it right in there. Now, wait. Go one more to right here. Right there at nighttime tomorrow, they're projecting 987 millibar, which come over to here. 987 is getting stronger. It's almost it's going to be a strong category 1. And there was one more here. Where to go? I think it's 987. There's 990. Okay, so 990. Wait. Come back here. 990 is right here. It's almost getting to the lower the pressure. So the lowest pressure was right here, backing up right at 983. So at 983, it comes on shore as a almost category 2. And almost, if it drops just a couple of millibars, and with added energy coming in and causing bombogenesis causes the pressure to drop even faster, right? So it's very close to the realm of dropping into a category 2. All right, do you see what I'm saying? It's a very strong category 1, almost a category 2. Okay. Whew. So we have a very, very strong storm coming on shore here. All right. It's capable of storm surge, boom, high winds. You're going to see power outages. You're going to see flooding on a massive scale, landslides, saturation of the ground that could possibly cause earthquakes. The actual low itself could cause an earthquake. Remember the earthquake we saw when that hurricane hit south of California here? Remember how when that hurricane rolled into Southern California, an earthquake went off? When this makes landfall, we might see a hurricane. I mean, an earthquake. A hurricane. That's what I meant to say, a hurricane. Like we saw before. Hopefully not. I pray we're wrong, but I pray I'm wrong. But here we are with this very, very intense low right here moving in. I'm trying to spell it out for you that this is going to be a very violent storm. 987 right there, and that's the nighttime of the 4th. There we go into the morning of the 5th. It's still at 990. Then it finally dissipates by the noon of the 5th. Then we get into the convection. Still a little pop-up down here in Southern California. Severe weather chance right there. Nighttime's still there. Even in the morning, it's a little trace. Then that low starts to wrap up and starts by the noon of the 6th. There's convection, nighttime, morning of the 7th. Noon, convection, nighttime, morning of the 8th. You see all this wrapping up. There's high winds all the way around that. Morning of the 8th, noon, convection, nighttime. Morning of the 9th, noon, convection, nighttime. Morning of the 10th, noon, convection, right there, convection, nighttime. Back up. Noon, we have all this moisture pulling up here from the coast into inland here. See this low over here pulling cold air? It's starting to wrap this stuff up, but it doesn't fully wrap up. It sends this out this way. We have a chance for severe weather at the end of convection around the 10th there. Going into the nighttime, possible nocturnal event, morning of the 11th, noon, convection, nighttime. You see this right here? Uh-oh. That's a 999, 997. Okay, so 997, 999 there by the nighttime of the 11th. Going even 999 still, but very severe the morning hours of the 12th. That'll be the noontime. Convection, nighttime, morning of the 13th, noon, convection, nighttime, morning of the 14th, noon, convection, nighttime. All right, the rest of this is a little further out, but you can see possible pick up some blossoms here where it picks up moisture and blossoms right there. Another chance of another storm hitting the west coast here around night of the 17th, morning of the 18th right there, noon. Severe weather for Southern California. They just got walloped. California just got walloped and is going to have another thing around the 18th. There's convection, 991 low there. Convection, nighttime, morning of the 19th, noon, convection, night. And that was it. All right, so let me start that little loop over again. So this little event around the Gulf in Florida, but mainly this huge event that's about to hit the West Coast. So everybody on the West Coast, take this very seriously. Brace for impact. If you have like dried up creek bed in your backyard, you might want to clear the debris out of it, clear debris out of all the gutters. You see drainages, go get the debris out of them for your neighbor's sake, for your own sake. Start preparing for water. Okay, you're going to have a lot of water in different forms. There's going to be snow, there's going to be ice, there's going to be hail. You see how severe that is. There could be possible tornadoes, all right, as well. Land or water spouts making landfall. California has seen tornadoes before. All right, it's going to be a very, very strong storm, and you need to take it seriously. I should have almost labeled this Category 2 or titled this Category 2, but I don't want to. I'm trying to be as fair about this as possible. I pray it doesn't go to Category 2, but with this inbound energy coming, coinciding with the storm at the same time, we've seen this bombogenesis, rapid drop in pressure in a 24-hour period, and we're within that 24-hour period right in the same time frame when that's hitting. So everybody pray, get prepared. Think of what you might need, get your supplies, get ready, and brace for impact, and prepare to stay home for a day or two until it passes. Don't go out in it. Just get your supplies and ride out the storm. Put on some movie or open up the Bible and just prepare, folks. All right? Call your loved ones out there. Make sure that they're aware as well. Now, if I could just get all this stuff out of here. Get that out of there. Start exiting out of some of these stuffs so I can do my report. All right, let's get that pulled up there. We start exiting out this way. All right, so back to our spiritual report. I hope you guys enjoyed the little thing I did earlier today. It was off the cuff, kind of spur of the moment, something new, something different. Instead of these solar, weather, earthquake, all doom, gloom reports and stuff, sometimes it's nice to just have a soothing voice and a nice, beautiful view and the word. Okay, so where are we going now? We got that cleared up. And we can get this cleared up. All right, so let's come on back over here and pick up kind of where we left off. Now, I was showing you the latest events that were happening since the event on Easter, right? Other spiritual realm events happening and being captured by other people. Okay, not just me now. These aren't my images. I've shown you a lot of my stuff, most of my stuff. I still got a lot trapped on a computer that we can't get to, but we'll see it someday. Okay, but in the meantime, here we are with this weatherman who was a storm chaser chasing the storm. And in his video was captured one of these EVPs again, all right? So we're going to play this EVP for you here, and I'll try to be as gentle on the ears as possible and capture it at the same time. Most of you have maybe have heard this, but I think I got a new little speaker thing here. Might come in a little clearer. All right. Use headphones. The actual image is pretty hard to see. It's of a van tumbling in the wind here. All right, but it's the audio that we're trying to capture here. So let me just kind of start off gently. And what you're listening to is an EVP, an electromagnetic voice print that was left as residue on this gentleman's video. And here we're just going to play it and let you hear what it says. So let me try here with the volume. Outside. They're dangerous. Okay. Brian Knight is coming. Brian Knight is coming like a lion. And he's God. All right. So, another EVP captured by a storm chaser. A lot of these storm chasers are, when they're chasing down these tornadoes, they're driving into these storm fronts with these huge wall clouds, and there's giant faces in these wall clouds looking down at them as they're driving into them. It's the craziest stuff, and they have no idea that it's there. It's wild. That's why I like to watch the storm chasers. Everybody's watching for the tornadoes. I'm looking at all the faces in the clouds that people are missing. Anyways, there's this EVP that was captured, and this segment right here was removed from the original video. I have the link. I saved it, bookmarked it, and when I went back to replay it again, this entire segment right here had been removed from the original link. And I even got the title barely captured up here, and I typed this title in to make sure I had the right link. And sure enough, it took me back to the original video that I got this from, but this part had been cut out. And I think you can see why. All right, so there's that. Then I got something else special for you guys. Some of you paying attention to my community posts at all? Let's turn that down a little bit. Having fun over here at the community posts. Those are the birthmarks on my feet. Okay, I showed you the birthmark on the side of my chest, all right? This is what I look at in the shower every morning. Every time I take a shower, I look down and I see these birthmarks right there in the middle of my feet. Right there in the middle of my feet. Every day, I look down and see those birthmarks. All right, and it's time I share them with you guys. All right, since you got to see the one that was on my side, I bet you were wondering what's going on maybe with his feet or his wrists or maybe his hands. Well, there you go. And I took a shower, got out, and was drying off my feet. I didn't scratch my feet. That's the natural way my feet look. I got a birthmark right here and a birthmark right there. So while we're looking at that, oh wait, leave that there. Let you kind of wrap your mind around that for a minute, okay? Most of you guys don't need to. You know, that's why you're here. You're just waiting for the reading. So we'll do some reading to my feet. How about that for a change? We'll look at my stinky feet while I read something to you, all right? And then we'll pull out a better image. But just to give you a little second there, after I showed you the birthmark on my side. Now, I did not know I had these birthmarks until an angel told me that the birthmark I had was a mortal wound I had suffered in a previous life. Then, as I looked up this stuff, I find out that other birthmarks from very traumatic, events, people dying, got shot in the head. Now they have rosacea in the pattern of the blood stain or whatever. Okay, this is a similar effect. And I had no idea about this. My whole life, this stuff was staring me in the face every day in the shower until I was made aware of what it was. Okay, now, we gotta do this right here. So, bear with me for a second. I've been kind of hiding this for a while, all right? I don't usually show most people this part, okay? But it's time now. Okay. Oh, dang it. Lost my place with the other one. Where'd it go? Oh, there it is. Okay, good. All right, so while you're wrapping your head around that, joy is a choice. You may not have much control over your circumstances, but you can still choose to be joyful. I created you a little lower than the heavenly beings, and I gave you an amazing mind. Your ability to think things through and make decisions derives from your elevated position in my kingdom. Your thoughts are extremely important because emotions and behavior flow out of them. So endeavor to make good thought choices. Whenever you are feeling joyless, you need to pause and remember, I am with you. I am watching over you continuously. I love you with perfect, unfailing love. I have given you my spirit and his holy helper within. And his holy helper within you has infinite power. He can help you line up your thinking with the absolute truths of Scripture. My continual presence is biblical. My continual presence is a biblical promise. So seek to see me in the midst of your circumstances. And if at first you may perceive only your problems, but keep on looking till you can discern the light of my presence shining upon your difficulties, reflecting sparkles of joy back to you. Okay. Maybe now you guys understand why this stuff happens over my head wherever I go.
Our legendary
Nope.
Black Friday
Commercials? Yeah.
swing.
Commercials happen
Save
everywhere I
big
go.
on the portable blend.
There we go. Portable blender. Skip your portable blender. Okay. Howdy, folks. Welcome back. Ba-doom. That's me. Remember I was showing you my face, Jesus making my face in the clouds with a crown over it? Well, that's my face with a crown over it on Easter, a 2,000-year-old prophecy come true. Okay. I broadened the path beneath you so that your ankles do not turn. I don't want you to focus overly much on what is ahead of you wondering whether you'll be able to cope with it. Only I know what your future really holds. Moreover, I am the only one who fully understands what you are capable of. Finally, I can alter your circumstances gradually or dramatically. In fact, I can widen the path you are walking on right now. I want you to realize how intricately involved in your life I am. I delight in taking care of you, tweaking the situation you are in to spare you from unnecessary hardship. Remember that I am a shield for all those who take refuge in me. Your part in this adventurous journey is to trust me, communicate with me, and walk with me in the steps of joyful dependence. I will not remove all adversity from your life, but I will widen the path you are traveling on to bless you and to keep you from harm. Um, close with that? No. How do we close this? Oh. Okay, bear with me a sec. So I am taking care of you. Trust me at all times and trust me in all circumstances. Trust me with all your heart. When you are weary and everything seems to be going wrong, you can still utter these four words: I trust you, Jesus. By doing so, you release matters into my control, and you fall back into the security of my everlasting arms. Before you arise from your bed in the morning, I have already arranged the events of your day. Every day provides many opportunities for you to learn from my ways and grow closer to me. Signs of my presence brighten even the dullest day when you have eyes that really see. So search for me as for hidden treasure, and I will be found by you. Okay, so stop trying to work things out before their times have come. Accept the limitations of living one day at a time. When something comes to your attention, ask me whether or not it is part of today's agenda. If it isn't, release it to my care and go on about today's duties. When you follow this practice, there will be a beautiful simplicity about your life. There's a time for everything and everything in its time. A life lived close to me is not complicated or cluttered. When your focus is on my presence, many things that once troubled you lose their power over you. Though the world around you is messy and confusing, remember that I have overcome the world. I have told you these things so that in me you may have peace. And I close it down. One, where to go? I lost it. Dang. Hang on, bear with me for a second. Oh, it was right there. Where did it go? All right, here we go. So we'll close out with this one. You still there? Oh my God, you guys are still here, huh? You are a letter from me, written not with ink, but with the Spirit of the living God on the tablet of your heart. Because you are one of my followers, the Holy Spirit is in you. He equips and empowers you to do far more than you could ever do on your own. So don't be intimidated by challenging circumstances or rough times. The third person of the Godhead lives inside you. Ponder the implications of this glorious truth. You can do much more than you think possible when you walk in my ways, asking the Helper to strengthen you as you go, step by step, with me. The Spirit writes on the tablet of your heart not only to bless you, but also to draw others to me. When you are with people who don't know me, he can make you a living letter from me. So, when you are with other people who don't know me, he can make you a living letter from me. One of the shortest but most effective prayers is, "Help me, Holy Spirit." Use this prayer as often as you need, inviting him to bring gospel truths alive to you. Okay. I think that was it. All right. Yeah, I think that's it. Okay, everybody in California, brace for impact, and then get ready to have even more after that. There's going to be another storm. So everybody hold on tight. Keep praying. Pray for each other's strength and endurance. Real quick here, let's see what's going on in the chat room. I'd like to thank Leslie, the Curb Creeper, Michelle, Watchwoman, New Insight, Jimmy Satterfield, what's this? Diana, yeah. Chris T. And anybody else that maybe have been here that didn't chat and is lurking in the background, you lurkers. I know. Yeah, that was it. All right, all you guys. And for the people that are watching this on replay later, I love you all. Thank you all for spending some of your time with me. We're going over very important stuff. So, everybody, hold on tight. Keep praying for each other's strength and endurance. And I miss you all. God bless you all. And until my next show, I will be back. I am back. Can't you tell?